Hello, Tom. We're just waiting now because they've corrected the app to say it could be up to 30 minutes early when they go over. So I'm not chancing missing it again. I am seeing something go across the east cam. I'm not sure if that's there. If that is, then it means that they're going from south to east, but it said that they're going west to east, so it should come straight overhead. But I don't see how they keep getting it so wrong, to be honest with you. It's getting quite annoying. But I have got a high def cam set up on that part of the sky. I don't know if it's that low that it'd get them where they are. If they're coming that way as well, it will show on the south cam, which is the one with the writing over it. The white writing, not the text chat. But I thought I'd be safe covering that up, as they're not going to appear on that bloody camera. But they're actually due in 20 minutes, but could be, as it says, up to half an hour early. So it's a waiting game. I'm half expecting them not to bloody well turn up again. Hello P900. Oh, can't remember your name now. Sarah? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, they deleted my live stream a couple of weeks ago, and I appealed it, and I got the answer back today saying I had broken community guidelines with it, and I hadn't, because I don't state anything as fact in it. I just ask questions, which is something we should all be able to do. So YouTube, Sandra, that was it. I kept thinking Sarah, but it's called Sandra, sorry. But I'm so pissed off with YouTube as well. They're just a censorship platform, and you know, the only reason I'm on YouTube at all as a user was because of all the sort of early videos you got to watch, like Loose Change and things like that, the classic videos of waking people up. And now you'll never see those videos ever again. I didn't get a strike. I don't know why. This is something that they tend to do now. We just check something on the night vision cam. I thought I could see something there then, but I can't. But no, I didn't get a strike for it, despite breaking community guidelines. So, did I break them or not? Obviously not, and I didn't. I'm well aware of the guidelines. I've seen videos up stating stuff as fact that, you know, I'm not saying isn't, but it's contrary to the official narrative of all this bloody bullshit that's going on. And those videos are up, yet they take mine down. And even after a manual review, they're like, contravenes our guidelines. Well, fuck YouTube's guidelines and fuck YouTube. Nazis. The other thing YouTube's good for now is watching the mainstream stuff. All I ever get fucking offered up in my feed. Fox News, ABC News, BBC News. It's like, this isn't news. These people don't report news, they report propaganda. A lot of people were pissed off with YouTube when they started enforcing the copyright stuff. I understand the need to enforce that. You know, it's law at the end of the day. But to then start policing the content on there and saying what is and isn't acceptable, it's not like if somebody disagreed with what was said on YouTube, that YouTube itself could get in trouble for it. If it could, I'd understand them controlling what is and isn't on the platform. That would make perfect sense. But they don't. We need John Craven back on the telly, proper news. Hello, David. John Craven. Now you've got your alternative on bloody Sky. Oh, these horrible kids. Oh, it's horrible. How do you know when Starlink 7 will pass over Poland? I heard it will be in 20 to 30 minutes after lunch, but still can't see them and apps are not updated yet. There is Starlink map. I'll get the page up here. Satflare, that was the one. Right, I'll put a link in chat. And I'll actually show that. Oh, wow. Page loading, please wait. Well, while we wait for that load, we'll go back to the cameras. That shows live positions. Well, so they claim. Live positions of where they actually are now. But it is not loading up at all. We're about 10 minutes away from the official time that they're due. And the sky's getting darker, so that's good. And it's not that long after sunset, so they should show. Apparently you see them because they're reflecting the sun's light back. Zio Panda Bear gives birth. Them were the days. Do you remember when the news... It used to, report some pretty horrific stuff going on in the world. But then they'd always finish on a night low. They'd say, but good news. We'll finish on some good news tonight. Ethel from Basingstoke has had her 101st birthday today. Congratulations, Ethel. They'd always finish with a bit of good news. I haven't seen anything positive reported on the news for a good 10 years or more. There's 24/7 propaganda bombardment channels they have now. It's all just horrific. It's all just bad news. They never report anything positive, ever. Oh, you have to wait for it load, dear. I'm waiting for it. Trevor McDonald, exactly. Even he used to finish with good news, though. Used to make me laugh when he was reporting on Nelson Mandela. And they'd have a picture of Nelson Mandela behind him and then him in front. You couldn't tell the difference. Except when he spoke, obviously. Still not loaded this site. Still loading. Yeah, news nowadays. It's all about fear. My bloody camera just gone up. Unbelievable. Yeah, set the other camera up again. Just record over last night's footage with it. There's bits of cloud here, which you can probably see on the camera. But it's chemtrail cloud. They were chemtrailing today. So you should be able to see them through that, I'm hoping. I mean, it's chemtrail most days and we do still see it, so... Lots of heavy-duty army helicopters flew from east to west over the last few days or so in Cheshire in the UK. Well, Cheshire's just across the way from me. It's south on the camera, but slightly southwest actually, Cheshire from me. I have been following on the plane tracker a lot of aircraft going about. Is there something going on the south camera there? Hello, be happy. No, nothing yet. Oh, blimey. Is that French? Vampire. L'impactrice de mal. On voit quoi? Merci beaucoup. Je m'appelle Scott. Who beat to Manchester, United Kingdom, Angleterre. What do we see? Nothing so far. Non-equity. I don't know, my French is very limited, I'm afraid. The due time is in 3 minutes, 3 minutes. My French skills tonight. J'aime Worthingtons. I like Worthingtons myself, Dave. We can expect to see them on this bottom camera here where you can see the mouse. Les Moose. I bet they've already gone, haven't they? Now, Mikal, if you're still with us, I'll drop a link into the chat of an app you can download. It's not the most reliable. It'll be Bald Gamer who posts it, because that's my other account. Hello, Swaded. Can't see Jack Shover out. Well, they're not due yet. Now, from Hyde, you should be looking to where the sun set. Great, here we go. These spotlights coming on left, right, and centre. That light's on and off all the time. It's really annoying. Blinded me the other night when I was trying to film. Right, they're due now, so be looking out on the bottom right hand camera for them to start coming over. Well, I'll just get my catapult. Take that bleeding light out. See nothing yet. I'm going to have a look on the high night shot vision cam. Nothing at all. Here we go again, another bloody huge disappointment, eh? Hello, Sonny. How's Florida? I'm seeing something on the west cam there. Trundling along. Here, possibly. Are they moving? I'll put my mouse there and then let go. No, it's not moving. It's just stars that have suddenly shown up. We're off to Button Moon. Oh, I can't do that. You get a copyright strike. We've had lots of trails over us today. You can see them on the west cam there. You can see the way the trails have spread out. It's a good thing about night vision cameras. You can actually detect it. To be honest, Sonny, I don't leave the house much anyway. I'm a social introvert, so it's not made that much of a difference to my life, to be honest, but it's the implications of it I don't like. But at the end of the day, there's been times when I wanted to get out and film the sky, which is something I'd do at night time when there's not many people about. views are restricted in my garden, as you can see on the top right hand camera there, that bloody great big tree. Well, when I'm in the garden, that tree is huge because you're only seeing the very top of it there. The camera's mounted on the top of the house. So my view is very restricted from the garden. So I like to get down the fields and film from the fields. But I've not been able to do that. So that's pissed me off. Yeah, just go out to go to work. And even when I was working, that was all. You know, I didn't leave the house much at night. Maybe go to my dealers and... I'm on the flight path to Manchester. Even though little jets flying, the chem haze is noticeable still, especially at sunset. Yeah, now, you must be in a direct line from me, Sam, because I'm Dave. I'm directly on the flight path as well. Saw something light up on the south cam then. But so you'll be directly southwest from me, like Cheadle maybe area, something like that. Unless you're on the other side of the airport. A lot less flights going over though, Dave, isn't it? It's nice and quiet. I am liking less planes. You get used to it living on the flight path. You don't notice the noise. When you have visitors coming home, they're like, what the bloody hell's that noise? And you're like, what noise? And you go, oh, yeah, it's an aeroplane. You don't even hear it yourself, but you do notice when they stop. Hello, Luke. I'm in Nottingham and haven't seen anything. No, I mean, they don't seem to be coming over at all. Now, if you're in Nottingham, they'll be probably slightly southwest, going over to the east for you. We've just had a helicopter go over, be happy. I don't know if the camera picked it up. It might have been below the camera's line, but as I was looking out, because I keep looking out the window to the sky to see if I can see with my eyes, and the police helicopter went past. They assume it's a police helicopter or a military one. They're doing many observation flights at the moment, even though they say they're not. They are doing, and I can prove it. I've actually put a lot of the video together. It'll be up probably tomorrow, showing these observation flights that they're doing Peterborough. Engine kick down here when they switch from cruise mode to perpetual motion to fusel mode. I'm a bit further out, so as they're going over me, their engines are quite steady, so it doesn't change, which is good. Doing bad weather, bloody gale force winds and that. Yeah, the engines, it sounds like they're really straining. Well, Luke, I did catch them the other night. We've got light pollution off to the southwest of us because that's where Stockport is. So when I look over to Stockport, there's a lot of light coming up from Stockport into the sky. But all of the directions from me, we don't have that much light pollution. Very lucky. It's just unfortunate these satellites are coming from southwest a lot of the times, but I should catch them live at some point if these bloody apps ever are right. They update the day after and say, oh yeah, no, it's we were wrong last night, there weren't any. Brilliant. But if I don't catch them live, these cameras are recording 24/7, so I'll put it into a video, mate. So yeah, if you get subbed, I'll make sure the video goes up so you can see them going over. I'm filming on 5 different cameras at the moment, so if they come over, I'll have some bloody good shots of them. I'll play, before I go tonight, I'll play the video from 3 nights ago where I caught them, Luke, so you'll be able to see what they just look like little sperms in the sky, but they were quite far up from me when I caught them. No satellites here, crystal clear. None here neither, mate. I don't bloody do wash hands. If you're into all that, Luke, you won't like me other footage. Well, I'll give it another 4 minutes, and if we don't see them coming over, then I'll play the video from the other night. Oh, what's that on the east cam? Something's just lit up. Wrong button. Something lit up in this sort of area. Oh, it's just a star appearing, I think, as it gets darker. I meant clapping hands, fair enough. Right, well, the other video camera's gone off again. Run out of tape, so if they come over now, that one's going to miss it. I'll lay off then. Can you play the spoons or kazoo for comedy value? David, you're going to love this, mate. Let me get my trombone now. Have a banana. Have a banana. Have a banana. I actually got that music for my video featuring fat women walking. It's gonna be a classic. music you want here, David. Just for the sake, because it's Elon Musk. Elon Musk's horrible fucking satellites that are lies. They're lies. It's floating in space. And I know what you're thinking. It looks fake. And that's how you know it's real. Right, these bloody things obviously aren't coming, are they? So, I'm going to show you the video from the other night. Bear with me. You don't know the trouble I have getting this thing up. Yeah, I am actually licensed for it. I get all my music from Audio Hero. Right, here we go. This was them coming over the other night. Let me brighten it up a little bit, because most of you won't be able to see it on mobiles. Coming in from the right hand side, middle of the screen to the left. Nice teeth. I don't have nice teeth, mate. Oh, pride, so it's fine. I have British teeth. Right, see you later, Luke. Thanks for popping in, mate. Now what I'll do, because two go over first, and then it's a good 10 minutes before the next lot go over, so I'll just fast forward it a little bit. And you can see they start centre, right hand side, and move down to the bottom left. Who knows what happened to his bloody car? Around KP and women. But as you can see, they're not very bright, and they do just look like little sperms going through the sky. I'm Sat on the loo while smoking it, David. Can you see the two in the centre of the screen now? There's two side by side. And you get that about 3 times in the pack. There's a couple side by side. You get on your rooftop next time. The cameras are. Let me try and brighten it up a little bit more. It goes very bright on my screen, but yeah, they're not easy to see at all, Sonny, because they don't light up. Make sure your brightness is fully up on your screen. Android, and I think iPhones as well, actually turn the brightness down on screens. I've just noticed mine's halfway down. So go into your notification bar thing at the top, swipe it down twice, and you've got your brightness bar right at the top. Turn it right up. It'll tan your battery light, but apparently the purpose of them is for internet, Sonny, but I'm getting no internet off them. I've searched when they're going over for a new internet source, it doesn't show one up, so God knows. They're obviously just for spying on us, aren't they? Is it for 5G? Well, I don't. I've tried searching for a Wi-Fi signal off them. I get nothing. And I've tried searching for a cell signal and get nothing. So and you'd have to be quick, wouldn't you, making your phone call? I mean, once they're gone, it's about 6 hours before the next lot are going over. Be like having them bloody rabbit phones again. Do you remember the rabbit phones? You can only use them outside certain shops. Had to have a rabbit in the window. The first sort of mobile phones. What a waste of bleeding time they were. Nope, not a single satellite. Be happy I didn't get one either. Hello, Adam. Is this tonight's flyover? I was in the middle of the park and saw nothing. Nope, nothing came over. Nothing came over tonight. Again. These be for 5G with facial tech. They're probably just to refill his car up in space. Well, I'm going to get some blinds in your bathroom, David. We've got them now. Frosted glass ain't enough, we can see through all that, can't we? Well, last night it said it was at 10:34 and they didn't turn up then, and we even checked back half an hour before because the app says it could be out by half an hour. And they didn't come over at 9:30 or 10:30 last night. I've checked both times on the cameras. Bleeding hell. Unbelievable, innit? In the park on your own. Come on, need social distance. Now I'm going to be doing a video on the act itself that they've enacted in this country, the Coronavirus Act. It does not say you can't leave home in the act. What it does say is the only thing they can charge you with is spreading the disease. So if you go out with a face mask on, you technically should be able to go anywhere, anytime, because you're not in danger of spreading the disease. I've read through it twice now to make sure. And I'm pretty sure you'd be able to get away with doing whatever you want, staying out for as long as you want, as long as you're not wearing a face mask. Yeah, I'm waking all birds up. When is that? Thursday, tomorrow that. Exactly. And in fact, the National Police College even put out guidance saying that the police shouldn't be stopping people sitting in parks. But hang on. Yeah. Can you not, or are you just reading that in chat? I forgot that music was on in the background. That's what I call Trombone 34. Yeah, there is no regulations on how long you can sit down, but they've put out guidance now. It's all guidance. This is what gets me. It's all guidance, not laws. And the guidance says that you can't sit down longer than you've been walking. And it's the same for driving to an area. Look, there's two more going across the screen there, paired up. It's the same for driving. You can drive to a place to exercise, but you can't drive longer than you're walking. So as long as you walk for longer than you drive, you're all right. It's fucking balmy. It's all balmy. Let's see UFO for 5 seconds confirmed as well. Nice. Yeah, guidance and advice. Exactly. That's exactly what they word it as. Well, I don't know about you, but where I come from, you don't have to follow guidance and advice. Guidance and advice isn't law. It's exactly what it says. Well, that was them passing over the other night anyway. That's the best footage I've managed to catch of them so far. Hopefully they'll pass over straight overhead at 5:34 this morning, which is when they're next due to. And if they do, then I'll make sure to upload it because it'll be caught on the CCTV. And that's where we'll leave it, guys. Got lots of video to go through now, and I've got to check through this morning's yet. I've not checked that. Stick your advice, plug. Someone's wrote in chalk in the park as well, fuck GM police. So they're obviously pissed off with them. They must be going around the parks near us as well. Like I said, I don't actually go out much anyway. It's made very little difference to my life, this, other than that it's mandated now, which I don't like. But yeah, I don't actually go out much anyway, so I've not noticed that much of a difference, other than when I go to the shops and I've got to queue up for 2 hours. I went to Boots last Monday. I had to get some antibiotics for my mum, and I had to queue up for about half an hour outside Boots just to go in it. And there was only about 5 people inside it. It was ridiculous, really. I've lived this long following my own guidance and advice. Did you see my first capture 3 weeks ago on a tripod? It would be so much better. I did see that. Yeah, I have a tripod. I very rarely set it up though. It takes that long to set it up that when you see something, you're lucky to get the bloody camera going in time, aren't you? Let alone set up a bloody tripod for it. Mandatory vaccines are in the regulations, the laws. That is something that's in the laws, that they can vaccinate you by force. So they're talking when they talk about it in Parliament, they say that we must make sure that this is all voluntary, and we can't force vaccinate people. And it's great them saying that in Parliament, but in the actual act itself, they can. The law's there, they can do it. So, and it doesn't have to be a doctor that does it either. It could be the army, it could be anybody, any of these volunteers that they've got, that they've not checked the criminal records of. So it's not good. It's not good at all. They're going to review it again, I think the 7th of May. Well, I'll tell you now, they are not going to lift it on the 7th of May. I'm surprised to see it getting lifted in parts of America. But then America have treated this differently. They've been out protesting. I've not seen any protests in the UK. Now, that's not to say they're not happening, because the news would be suppressed. It certainly wouldn't be on Sky or BBC. But I've not seen any on Facebook come up or anything like that. So I don't know. I'm not aware of any protests in the UK against it. When they were talking about the legislation before it was put through in Parliament, before Parliament closed, it's reopened again now, but before it closed, they said about the no more than two people being able to gather. They said, well, we can't interfere with people's rights to protest. You know, the police helicopter again. So what would happen in a protest? I don't know. What would the police do? They've shut down many a protest in the past. They'd have no problem shutting one down. They've already done that many times. They come out with water cannons and all sorts, and they did at one point use that sound device or microwave device, whatever it was. I'm sure they called it LiDAR, but that's what the speed guns are called as well, isn't it? They have showed the protests on the news. Yeah, in America they have, but not here. That's what I'm saying. They won't show it on the news here. Yep, she's in Florida. I am sure there's human rights case every time, unless you have COVID-19, and then to lie about how people died. Even if you've got it, I don't see how it's illegal. I mean, there's nothing in place where if you've got it, that the government will then come and deliver food parcels to your house. Now, if that was in place, I could understand them saying, right, well, if you've got it, stay indoors and we'll deliver your food and everything you need. We'll pay your bills if you're going to lose money, whatever. But they're not doing that. They're just locking you down and saying, right, well, that's it, you're locked in your house. You can't get food, you can't get anything. You can't even get deliveries from supermarkets at the moment. You know, it's like 3 weeks waiting list. Unless you order one of these, they have like £35 boxes that you can buy, and they'll deliver it like next day or the day after by DPD. Well, it's full of sweets and all sorts, candy. You get no choice of what's in the box. So, and it's not going to last you that long. £35 worth of food from a supermarket. It's not going to last you a week, is it? It's not going to be the food you want. They're going to put the shittest things in there. They're going to put their own brand baked beans in. Oh, God, Jesus. I'd rather starve. But I won't even put a bag of sugar in so you can spice them up or anything. My hometown's not nice, David. You know that. You're only over the way. In the poorer parts of New York, where they're 10 to a one-bedroom flat with no help at all. Exactly, and that's the other thing, people who live in flats. I've said this, but I said it in my live stream that got taken down. This one probably will as well. I don't give a fuck. But people who live in blocks of flats, some of them don't even have balconies. The only way they can get outside is to leave the premises, which is against advice. Or if a copper speaks to you about, it's against the law apparently. But these are the people really suffering. If you live in a block of flats, you're screwed with all this, especially if you're a family as well. You know, like mother and father with children. That'd be awful. They're the people I really feel for. I'm quite lucky. I've not suffered that much with this, but it pisses me off because I know other people are. I know there's a lot of people suffering with it. Hello, but what gets me, they flying in Romanian fruit pickers in what the fuck? Yeah, now In America, Trump shut down the borders. And one of the reporters said to him, but what about the farms? The farms rely on imported labour. And he said, oh, yeah, don't worry. It's going to be even easier for them to get the labour in. Those aren't part of the lockdown. They'll still be coming in. And it's like, well, what? So fruit pickers don't have disease? They don't carry this COVID-19 bullshit with them, do they not? So his job is cancelled till June. And are you on full pay? Or, because like here, they call it being furlonged. It's an expression I've never heard in my life. Now everybody's walking around using it. And they're getting 80% of the wages. 80%. Now, bear in mind as well, it's the basic salary. So if you're somebody that does a lot of overtime, you could be down 100%. You know what I mean? It's like people are struggling financially. I mean, in some ways, they're not going to be spending as much because they can't go out. But and all the fast food places are shut down, so they'll be buying food from the supermarket. That might work out cheaper. David. MA's not on a diet now. God, he's getting fatter. I'm getting fatter. God, I've put on some weight. Over the last 3 months, I've put on loads of weight. Well, all right, bloody baby Jew now. You on no pay at all? Shit. No, I thought Donald Trump was sending checks out. Are you not getting a check off the government or anything? A check. Well, we call them checks. We don't even use checks in England anymore. Bleeding hell, if you go in somewhere and try and pay by check, they look at you like you've just pissed on the child. It's unbelievable. Hello, Futuristic. MA on a live phone chat on Hangout with Scoops, Mia, etc. Yeah, shit, I heard they still getting paid extra during lockdown. Karma be kicking lots of asses. Was he in one of his hangouts? I don't do the hangouts. At least the bin men aren't arsed. They're arm deep in shit and 6 sweaty men to a cab. Bet no bin men have died of it. And this is the thing, you know what I mean? People go out, right, clapping the NHS. They're all in protective gear. They've got everything they need to deal with it. We should be clapping the fucking bin men. If I tell you what, if there was a clap for the bin men, I'd be half tempted to go out and do it, but I still wouldn't. I mean, I'm not going to stand on my driveway clapping for no fucker, but yeah, they are fucking. And do you know what? Imagine if the bins stopped being collected. Then you'd have a fucking disease and pandemic on your hands. Jesus, you'd have rats infested everywhere. You'd have another plague. Wouldn't be an invisible killer then, as they keep calling it, the invisible killer. You got $1,700 off Trump. Well, that's not going to last long, is it? That's ridiculous. Self-employed don't get any money until the start of June. Yeah, and even then, I'll tell you exactly what they're going to get. They'll get, I think it's £394 a month. And if they pay rent, they'll also get some of the rent paid as well. But that's all you get on universal credit. Yeah, Tom, exactly. Yeah, that's all they're getting is universal credit. They did say something where they were going to pay them based on the profits from the year before, and then that just seemed to go out the window. They just seemed to change their mind on that and decide not to bother anymore. Bin men backbone of society. Yeah, I mean, and delivery drivers, you know, and the postman, all these people that are out going up to people's houses. They're the ones that are at risk. Even the police, it pains me to say it, but even the police, they've not got masks and gloves, and they're having to deal with people in the street. I mean, they're dealing with more than they should be doing because they seem to just make up their own powers, but even so. There was a funny clip the other day. There was two policemen walking down the path, and a cameraman filming them. And he's got a megaphone in his hand, and he puts the megaphone up to his mouth and starts to talk to somebody off camera. And then he sort of puts the megaphone down, and the camera pans round, and you think this person's going to be like 300 feet away or something. And the guy's about 2 feet away from him. And then the copper then walks over. He's just sat on the grass, away from everyone. And the copper walks over and starts giving him an hard time within a foot of him. Within a foot. He's gone in within his own sort of, within the social distance quarantine zone. Now, worse than a bad case of the clap. Not had that for a long time, David. Last time I had that, I got it done at Burnage Walking Centre. Very good. I had to wait all day. Smoking some wild lettuce today. Pretty good. Dealers are out of... they can't deal, can they? This is just tobacco in this. I wish it was something more. I was able to save a little before this started, so my son and I will be okay till June. But you shouldn't have to be using your savings for this. This is not your fault that this has happened. You should not be a penny out of pocket for it. Nobody should be. It's disgusting. Something like 59 transit workers in New York, the bus drivers, have died. Well, surely they had, because our bus drivers have been given masks and gloves. Have they not been given them? In Australia, everyone with super now can access 10,000 of their super. I don't know what a super is, futuristic. But why one, it may impact what they get in their retirements. Sunbathing is not allowed. World has gone bonkers. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that is where we'll leave it for tonight, Tom. When sunbathing is against the law, you know you're fucked. All right, thanks for coming in, everyone. And I was gonna say, due over again at another time. I'll come on and do a stream, but it's fucking pointless, isn't it? They don't seem to come over these things. Are they even up there? Is Elon Musk just lying to us all again? Has he had us over yet again? Hey, oh, there they come. Oh no, it's just his car. There we go. Ooh.